Hello everyone, and welcome to a different type of video that I'm not very used to making, so excuse me if it goes a bit wrong. As most of you know, the live letter for patch 5.2 has come out today, and so we got a bunch of new information. I'm going to make a video about this trailer, and later I'm going to make a video about the live letter overall. I know there's other content creators who do the same thing, but perhaps I can put a different spin on it. I don't know. Might as well try. It's not like harming anyone. Anyway, let's get into this. This is the trailer for patch 5.2, so first I'm gonna let you watch it if you haven't watched it. I've seen it twice, but both times the voice was in Japanese, so I actually have no idea what they were saying, but you could get the general gist of the trailer even without. And after that, I'm just gonna give you my thoughts. Probably not any major reactions because I'm just not an expressive person like that, but perhaps I might. Who knows? And maybe we'll just go through and see what we can spot and how we can glean what's going to happen in 5.2, or just basic words, I guess. Alright, so here we're going to watch the trailer first.
Peggy 16. It was my hand that kindled these flames, and I cannot allow them to spread any further.
In such vessels did the ancients preserve concepts. Ideal forms to be drawn upon in the act of creation.
As the Exarch's research suggests, soul and mind share a fragile yet profound bond. Might it not be possible for an event to leave such a deep imprint upon the soul that it could be perceived eons later?
The light! It's too much for her to bear!
In which case, none of this is mere coincidence.
Only by the will of the star itself could such a miracle come to pass.
How very unlike you to err so gravely.
Damn, see, that was actually a pretty cool trailer, honestly. Most of the trailers are kind of alright, you know, but this one was actually pretty damn cool. Even without the voices, but with the voices that I could understand, it was even better. And they actually added some things. There were some little snippets there that weren't in the trailer in the live stream, so that's pretty cool. Either that or I just missed them or forgot, but I'm pretty sure they weren't there. So now we're just going to go through and we're going to talk about some of the things here. So I'll just play the videos a wee bit and then just talk about them. Well, the start is pretty self-explanatory. know, Square Enix, those are the people who made the game. You'll see that there is the Ruby weapon. If you've never played Final Fantasy VII, he was one of the 2 super bosses in that game, and he kicked a lot of people's asses. I've never beaten him because I can't be asked to grind in the end game of that game. By the time I get there, I'm always like, oh, you know what, I want to finish the game instead, and I never do. But maybe one day, maybe one day, keep an eye out for that. In this, it seems like someone's piloting Ruby Weapon, either inside him himself or in some sort of like control room, which is a little bit different. Ruby Weapon, I thought before, was like a being of itself, but in here it's made by the Garleans apparently, so obviously it makes sense that somebody would control it. So that's going to be pretty interesting, especially with the other weapons that are going to appear. Now this here coming up is the actual fight. The music here is awesome. Like, I'm actually kind of surprised it's not a remix of the Final Fantasy VII battle or boss theme. It's actually just Ultima with some like weird rock music in it. It's actually pretty cool. Now here it just shows you a preview of the fight itself. In the live letter they actually showed you it, but that'll be in a different video, I'll show you that, so yeah.
It was my hand that kindled these flames, and I cannot...
Right, so those people there are actually part of the Ruby Weapon storyline, and it's said that the Ruby Weapon, or the Weapon storyline, is got something to do with Gaius's backstory, and that's Gaius talking here. I don't know who she is. I think she was in some of the cutscenes in post 4.3. I think it was like 4.3 and 4.4 she was in, but I don't know who she is. She's a girl, so that's all I can tell you. That is Rauban. He's a guy. And I don't know who this is, but he's probably not important.
allow them to spread any further.
Now see, this machinist, he's an idiot, so don't do what he's doing. Bioblaster on single target, don't do it. Unless they're buffing Bioblaster for some reason, but yeah. I don't even play machinist now, I know that. Idiot.
In such vessels did the ancients preserve concept.
Now this here is the dungeon. I don't know what's going on with the background voicing. I'm not really sure what that means, but perhaps with a few rewatches I might be able to glean something, or if it even means anything. This here is Anamnesis Anider, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's the dungeon, and so was that goblin thing.
In such vessels did the ancients preserve concept.
Okay, it's not even a goblin, but whatever. Yeah, this is part of the dungeon. It looks pretty cool. This here's the Qatari beast tribe, so that's all this is. Nothing super important, but just in case you wondered what it was. It's Gathering beast tribe.
Ideal forms to be.
That here looked cool. It was, let's go back like a tiny second. That's fishing, ocean fishing, which is a new minigame thing. It looks really awesome, but when you realise it's just the ocean fishing, it's less awesome, but who knows? Who knows?
Forms to be drawn.
Okay, that was a really bad time to pause. This here is... Okay, this... You'll never believe this unless you've watched the live letter or anything. Yeah, this is Gathering. Yeah, in Diadem, you get to blow people up with rocket launchers, or monsters up with rocket launchers, as a gatherer. I have no idea why, but apparently they have rocket launchers as gatherers and not machinists. Yeah.
In the act of creation.
This I don't know what is. I'm guessing it's the dungeon, but it doesn't really look like the rest. And there's another scene coming up that I don't really know what is as well. Yeah, this here. I'm guessing it's the dungeon. I mean, there's nothing else I think it could be really, but maybe it's not, who knows. Again, think it's the dungeon. Don't really know if it could be anything else. There's some hands up here. hands are what people use to grab onto stuff. And that's a turtle, and he looks like Genbu a wee bit. Okay, this here, we actually already know who this is. Now, we probably already know who this is before you even played Shadowbringers at all, because in one of the live letters, well, I wanted to get her face, but you'll see it in a second. In one of the fan fests before Shadowbringers, they actually showed off something with the raid, and there was a character called Gaia there. And just in case you don't know, spoiler alert, but it's pretty damn obvious because, I mean, it's obviously not out yet, and we've all guessed. But Voidwalker, the girl in Voidwalker in E2, is obviously going to be Gaia. I mean, it's the only person that could possibly be, because it's the only character they ever released and before and whatever. So yeah, that's who it's going to be. Now, we don't know what her story is going to be like, of course, but we know that it's Gaia, and she actually looks pretty cool. She looks a little bit like Yotsuyu, but not really. Now, this here actually looks like a pretty cool fight. It's just a bunch of birds, but that's nothing that we've ever seen before. And if you know me, I love uniqueness. I would rather them make a bunch of unique fights than keep rehashing all the old stuff. And don't get me wrong, I love all the old things. Like, I love Final Fantasy V and all that, but it gets a bit boring when that's all they do. So I want Eden to be a little bit more like Alexander and a little less like Omega. Now, there's a cool mechanic here that obviously I can't tell you what it does because I don't know, but it looks a little bit like Neo X Death's, I don't know what it's called, but it's the one with the blue and the purple sides, if you ever did that. This here. It looks like you're going to have to stand in a certain point, based on which debuff or something you have, which is pretty cool. Maybe you've done it in World of Darkness, it's similar to that. Okay, this is Ramu. Yeah, this is Ramu in this. Everyone was thinking, oh, he's gonna have a massive beard. Well, he does. It's his hair now. His massive beard is his hair, and now he's riding a fucking horse, or he is the horse. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't mean to pause it here, but fuck it, we're going into it. This is my favorite part of the entire trailer, and only because of the implications it means. That's Garuda. She looks pretty badass, actually. She doesn't look that much different, but she looks badass. And that is Ifrit, which you can't really see, but he looks kind of stupid, but he also looks pretty cool as well. The reason why I like this is that these guys are mostly likely in the same fight, which means that we have more potential for another fight to either be Shiva, which will get Shiva out of the way so we can leave the final tier to have more unique bosses, or it'll be a unique boss and Shiva will be in the next tier. And like I say before, I'd rather them have a lot of unique bosses. I mean, we already knew they were going to use Ifrit, Garuda, Shiva, Ramu after they did Leviathan and Titan, but it's how they used them we didn't really know, although everyone was convinced they were going to do the same pattern as they did before, but you never know. And clearly here, they just broke it, so let's go see a little bit how their fight goes. It looks like a
If, as the Exarch's research suggests.
Okay, this is MSQ stuff here, so yeah.
Soul and mind share a fragile yet profound bond. Might it not be possible for an event to leave such a deep...
I have no idea who this is. If anybody recognizes this guy, please tell me in the comments below, because I have absolutely no idea who this dude is. All I know is his sword is floating, so this must mean something extremely important. It means that swords don't usually go on the back of your character, because that's just how this game is. Okay, I didn't want to pause it here because I hate this thing, but he's got a nose.
Imprint upon the soul, but it could be perceived eons later.
Okay, so something's happening here. Okay, I'm not going to leave it at that. I have no idea what this could be, but it has to be something MSQ related. It can't be Eden related, can it? I don't know, it's hard to glean, there's no context here. But some dark storm is happening. Unless it's like the opposite of the light. This is like the dark, like the World of Darkness type, but I doubt it, because the Assassins wouldn't want that, because they've already rekindled the darkness, I suppose. To the they've already, you know, with the 13th shard, it's already absorbed. So I don't really know what's going to come in with this. Shocked.
The light! It's too much for her to bear!
Oh, these are armor routines. And then we just go to this place, which looks a little bit like Arcadia, but it's probably Garlemald. And this is something cool, like you've got all this stuff going on in the first with MSQ, but then you've got all this stuff going on with Eden, and then you come back to Garlemald. It's like they're not forgetting about the stuff. And I'm hoping it ties in well, because I was kind of a bit skeptical when they tried to make Xenos the front again, and I wasn't a huge fan of Xenos to begin with. Now this, I have no idea what this is. That can't be the dungeon, but it just can't be the dungeon, because they've already used the dungeon before, and they said they're only doing one dungeon. Unless it is a dungeon, then I guess, but... And if you look at the live letter, there actually isn't going to be a certain like instance for the relic until 5.3. It's just like a trial or whatever you have to do, and this doesn't look like a trial. This looks like a dungeon or something. All I can think of is, if you look here at the backs, this looks a little bit like the wall in the fringes, or between East Shroud and the fringes in Garabania. So it looks like a Garlemald type wall, but then you look here, and it looks a bit Ronkin-like, so I don't know. And then there's like some constellations, so some astrologian's done fucked up here. I have no idea what this astrologian has done, but he has caused utmost destruction. And then there's a church or something, and a lamppost. I don't know, it looks like a Lego as well.
In which case, none of...
See, it's clearly a dungeon the way they're moving through. I don't know if that's another player character or an NPC. It's hard to
this
tell.
is mere...
No, that's Sid. And that must be that Aura girl from the Ivalice questline, which you see later in the trailer. Huh. Perhaps you have to do this like mini dungeon for the relic, because spoiler alert, but the relic for this tier, this expansion, is actually tied into the Ivalice questline from Stormblood, the raid, the 24-man raid. And this girl here, the Aura girl, was actually from there, and Sid was obviously a huge part in that. So that's actually really interesting, because I don't think they said anything about that in the live letter, and I watched it all and was in the Discord for the translations cousin of a translator lady. I guess we're just gonna have to see.
Coincidence.
Now here you think that's the Body of Darkness, but if you look at the end of 5.0 MSQ, I think it was, or was it 5.1, I can't remember, but Elidibus, I'm pretty sure he tried to take on the farm of the Warrior of Darkness for some reason or another. That is just something we're going to have to see play out. That's Urianger, and he's tall. See, that's the girl I was talking about. She's from the Ivalice questline, and I think she was the person running behind Sid. She has pretty flat ears there, but and blue eyes. But that's about all I can say. I don't know why he's got a bunch of Lego, but I think that's from the same dungeon that I was just talking about. And this has to be from the same, or maybe it's a solo instance, not a dungeon, because there's only 3 there. Yeah, that's probably why it is. And then you go from the, oh man, oh shit, I just realised. Oh, that other, if this is tying in to the Final Fantasy 12 and Tactics, you know, the Ivalice raid thing. Spoiler alert for anyone who's not done that, but you should go do it. At the end, Noah Gabranth, the legatus of the 4th Legion, he talks about using Tartarus from Construct 8. Perhaps the whole destruction thing a bit ago, with like the Astrologian and the Lego here, perhaps all this was caused by Tartarus from Noah. Oh wow, I didn't expect them to go all in on that straight away. It has to be, There's no other reason. Like, this could be Garlemald and it's all fucked up, or not or maybe Garlemald, or what's the other place? Boscha Citadel? Yeah, it could be that. And got all destroyed, because that's what the Relic's all about. Damn, I didn't think about that until now. Damn. Well, guess we're just gonna have to keep watching. Okay, this part was a little bit interesting. If we go back at 2 seconds, something bad's happening to Sid.
Only by the...
That's not Sid. Look, he's puking.
Only by the will of the star...
Stupid thing. He's puking blood out his hair. Like, look at that. Oh my god. And she's shocked at it as well. He's puking blood out his hair. What the hell? Nah, he's probably been shot or something. I don't think he's gonna die, because he's like a main character, but it's impossible to tell what's going on there. But if you see a little bit later, the other characters appear, so this has to be related to MSQ and the Evilists, or Boscha Citadel, Relic, whatever you want to call it.
Only by the will...
That's probably Elidibus again.
...of the star itself could such a miracle come to pass.
See, they're all here. So there's a connection between all this, which is a little bit different, because in all the other times, like, the 24 man had nothing to do with the MSQ and Stormblood or Heavensward, or even the Realm Reborn. And the 8 man also didn't have anything to do. But in here, it's like they're all connected, which that is something that I've been wanting for quite a while, and it seems to be going that way. Just by judging from this, I know it's like the smallest thing, but I mean, come on, even Reen's there. Look, she's even there. That's Gaia. So you finally get to see her face properly. Her eyes are actually kind of well designed for some reason. I don't think most characters have designed eyes for some reason. Okay, now this was something I didn't expect. This is Xenos. Alright, he's wearing some weird ass coat, but pay attention to the background here. You see that? You see that? That's Amarotines. What? Why are they there? Why is he in Amarot? How is he on the first so easily? That is, yeah, that is worrying. I don't know how he managed to get there, but holy damn. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but hopefully he turns into a character worth watching about. Now him here, he sprained his arm because he wasn't careful when he was handwriting too much. That's why he's hurt. But in all seriousness, I have a feeling that maybe like the crystal is overtaking his entire body now, and that's why he's starting that, like he's getting pains. That's all I can come up with here. I don't know. That's about it for that. And this is probably interesting as well. That looks like the Praetorium, but we all know what that is. Come on, man, we all know what that is. That's Dalamud. I don't know if this is like the past or something, but Alpha Nod doesn't seem happy about this.
5 out of 12.
But then it transfers into Amarot, so like I don't know if it's trying to say that Dalamud came to Amarot, or if this is just a mix-up here, or I don't know. This is really confusing in this part. I actually can't really decipher what's going on here. Xenos is there again. This here leads me to believe this is part of a trial or a dungeon or a raid, because the way the character's standing, it's clearly not a cutscene. And they have used Dalamud in a raid before, which was on the Unending Coil of Bahamut, for Bahamut's phase transition. So it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. This could be in some sort of fight. That's a little bit something to look out for.
Bennett Silk, how very unlike you.
Now that pit there, that wasn't Elidibus's voice. That wasn't Nabrialis's voice. That wasn't Lahabrea's voice. And they did talk about him itself. Could it be that was Zodiark? could it? I have no idea because we never heard Zodiac speak or even know he could speak. But it wasn't Elidibus, the only last Ascian alive. It wasn't anyone. That wasn't a voice I've heard before. There's like, it's an old man type sound of voice. It wasn't Sid, obviously. He actually has kind of a young voice for looking like an old man, but I have no idea who that was. It couldn't be Solus because he was Solus, so that's the only old man that I can think of. Varys is dead. It wasn't Xenos. The only guess I can think of was that was Zodiac. That's my only guess. And this is supposed to be the end of that storyline, so guess we're gonna have to see.
To err so gravely.
And there's 18 million adventures worldwide. So that was actually an interesting trailer, as I said when we watched it the first time. Hope that we can glean more information from it in the comments. Maybe I missed something. I did try to go a little bit in depth with what I thought, but not too much because I didn't want to make the video long. But it was definitely something interesting there. I'm really interested to see what's going on with that old man's voice at the end, who's probably Zodiac, but I have no idea. And also, I'm interested in what's going on with this Tartarus thing. That thing was pretty cool. The fights for the raids and all that look awesome, by the way. Like, that's ocean fishing. That looks cool, but it's kind of rubbish. Yeah. It's gonna be awesome. And I hope it goes well. And yes, I'm being positive for once in my life. What a surprise. Anyway, thanks for watching, and maybe if you want to see my live letter video, I'm going to be recording that soon, so look out for that. Thank you for watching, have a good day, and goodbye.